Alright, it's the time we've all been waiting for. This is my review of Drake for All the Dogs. I finally have it all written down right here. I'm gonna deep dive into this. Grab some popcorn if you want to. This is gonna be a long video. We're not gonna skip anything. I'm going to my favorite track of the project immediately. Drew and Picasso. This is fire. This has to be tied with Virginia Beach as my favorite song on the album. Amazing. You cannot find no one better than this. Trying to do right by you, but we can't mix. I tried. The way this starts, the whole beat, the background right there. It's such a great song. It's a beautiful beat. The background when it says, that background soft voice fits heavenly here. It's like you're floating. But this isn't even the best part, because when it comes to the, oh my god, when it comes to that switch up, that is one of the most insane feelings. Like I wrote down here, the best ethereal switch up on this entire album. The whole, like that overall background voice, go listen to it so you can see it fully what I'm telling you about. And the distorted voice with that slight auto-tune when it says, I wrote it down here just like that because, but when you listen to it in the track when he says and when it actually sounds with the beat as it's like floating and it's coming upwards, when he says, I'm the one that you was wishing for, bro, as soon as he said that, I knew this was going to be a fire second verse, even better than the first part. This whole flow is impeccable. It's immaculate. The way he just goes to that, I'm the one that you was wishing for. Bro, let me just go back to the lyrics right here. Because I'm going to do this verse right here. He goes to the, hey. I'm the one that you was wishing for when you was married. That tale wasn't much of a fairy. Christmas, it wasn't that merry. I'm the one that you was wishing for in Miami, and the eyes with me like they just was putting in a Gryffindor. Mouth dry over 20 that I never bothered getting a prescription for. Still saying that you miss me and I won't say it to you, but I miss you more. So we got each other back and then you put the knife in it like the kitchen drawer. Way I'm feeling. Bro, this verse is insane. And the way he does it in the tone, it's even better because it's Drake. Way I'm feeling on this album really took it easy on you, could have written more. If the shoe was on the other foot, it was me. Would have been guerrilla war. Says, you know I got a soft spot for you. This has turned into a civil war. Artists hitting on you broke as fuck, I swear, and people probably live in Singapore. Bro, that line was fire right there, because of course he's doing the double entendre with the Singapore, because they're singing and they're still poor because they live broke as fuck. So that was a fire double entendre with the country Singapore. The athlete that you're rolling with, I saw his game last night, he didn't score. Bro, this guy's going at everybody, even the athletes, excuse me. Fuck, I gotta say a little more. Show you spots you never been before. It's fucked up, we was going once, now you going twice like a bit in war. Why you act like just cause I go to the strip club, girl, that I don't love you? Used to listening to R. Kelly in the whip, baby girl, and I don't judge you. I'ma end this shit and let the 40 beat play before I snap. And booby trap throwing more bills than your baby daddy trap. Like, bro, the way he says the whole, why you act like just as I go to the strip club, girl, that I don't love you. Like that part right there, the way it hits to the bass. Man, bro, it's not even about the line, because I don't personally like going to the strip club. I don't like it. But when he actually flows on this, the way he just keeps going through the whole verse and he says that part right there, and then boom, the bass hits hard as fuck when he says that afterwards. Like, it's just a great line. Why you act like just as I go to the strip club, girl, that I don't love you. Boom, bass hits hard as fuck when he says it. Used to listening to R. Kelly in the whip, baby girl, and I don't judge you. Like, listen to it. You know what I'm saying if you actually play the song. Don't just go by me when I'm just trying to repeat the words. I don't have the mixing and the production with me. When you have it listening all together, the way it flows in the lines. He said that, and the bass hits perfectly right there afterwards. It was perfectly musically aligned. It sounded so well, it's soothing to a music listener. That arrangement, clearly intentional, clearly done on purpose. Now, say the whole lyrics with the whole second part with the genius like you're singing it. I even wrote that down because I had to. I had to show what I was talking about right there with the whole overall flows. I'm not. I'm not cutting anything. I'm not. I'm just gonna go through all of this because there's way too much. That if you know what I'm talking about, listen to that second verse from Drew Picasso. Great right there. Background vocals amazing. The whole no, you like the whole background. It's insane. It fits perfectly. That is my favorite one. So let's go to the initial part. This album starts off fire. I don't know how people think it otherwise because they're usually thinking about Drake starting off with a rap in like Champagne Poetry, a Tuscan Leather. Virginia Beach, fire. Amen. Amazing. Virginia Beach started with an amazing beat. I'm thinking back to Tuscan Leather with how this goes into the song immediately. Like this type of beat is just insane. So I'm thinking, oh, he's going to rap. But then immediately I thought it was fire when he was singing. It was just too good. The background chipmunk voice on the beat. Classic Drake. While he sings this time instead of rapping. It's there. It's perfect. I think it's a great start to it. I like this. Tied with Drew and Picasso, I think this is my favorite one as well. I don't know how you can't like this. That's what I wrote. Like, the way he goes right to the lean into me. Like the whole type of voice. I move mountains for you. Lean into me. Lean into me. Like that whole cadence and flow for it. Man, I know if you listen to it, you know what I'm exactly talking about. And the whole way he starts it with that whole long type of leaning. He says, leaning down. Like, bro, I don't know how you don't like this as a song. It's funny because the background voice sounds like it's saying Happy New Year, Marena, which is funny because it sounds like the name of a popular Puerto Rican TikToker. Listen to the background of it. It says, Happy New Year, Marena. It sounds like that, like he's saying Marena, but it's actually just the way the vocals are switched and manipulated. It sounds to me like somebody's literally saying Happy New Year, Marena. And it goes like, now do Happy New Year, Marena. It's like thinking, what? But it's funny either way. It sounds like that. I told my girl, and she noticed it too. It's obviously not saying that, but it sounds like it. I didn't find a single line in the song bad or corny. Not at all, in my opinion. I love the hard-hitting beat with the singing and the chipmunk voice in the background and the flow. It feels ethereal. Like, literally, I'm floating as well. It feels like that. It's like that Drew and Picasso track. It has that feeling too. A lot of ethereal beats right here. It's that same feeling that Travis Scott's song My Eyes had on Utopia when I did it, and I was telling everybody, listen to hear how it just sounds. Feels like you're going through Interstellar. That's what it felt to me this time, Virginia Beach. So the first track, amazing with the singing. Amen is a very heavy gospel feel. You automatically can tell, okay, this has the gospel influence in the background. Tizo does a great overall vocal performance. It's undeniable here. It's just great. And the beats stay hard. All of these beats I've mentioned, Drew and Picasso, I had to, even though it's one of the latter tracks. Virginia Beach, hard, great beat for it, even for the singing. And Amen right here, great beat as well. This is where Drake actually starts to rap for the first part in the album. Tizo is a standout to me on this track, though, because the vocal performance was that highly elevated for him. Like, Tizo just has great vocals, so this isn't a knock to Drake. This is just me saying, like, listen, Drake went crazy on Virginia Beach with his singing. But this time, now he's rapping, and I noticed and I paid more attention to Tizo. Like, he's the one actually going with the vocals at this point in time. It is what it is. Now, Drake on Calling For You, his voice changes a lot. It sounds great. He's like, I want to beat the pussy till the sun come up. He starts singing it in a falsetto. Yep. Then he switches after that to his normal tone. He switches paces, sometimes faster, sometimes slower. And while being on the chorus, I think it's great. Fire again, I gotta say it. But Drake was the highlight of this song to me because 21 Savage, he was just there for me. Not much else compared to the other 5 features, especially a J. Cole, Tizo. in my opinion. But also compared to the other 5 features that 21 Savage has done before with Drake, Knife Talk. Amazing standout feature right there. Go listen to it if you don't know, from the Certified Lover Boy album. But here, it's not as much noticeable. Drake stands out more here, especially with all the switch ups that he's going slower and faster, like I said. And then what happens? He says that the whole phone call from the woman laughing, they put like a little skit right here that she's complaining about eating oxtail every day. But then she says that shit was good either way. But then she ends it with, sorry for your loss, in reference to her loss, the album that 21 Savage and Drake did. Of course, that's why he's in the feature, which was funny. 21 Savage verse is good. I'm not saying it's bad, but it does what it has to. It's not the standout. Doesn't ruin the song at all. It's just Drake was much more of a standout for me. That's just how it is. The Fear of Heights track, and it had everybody calling Drake petty for clearly dissing Rihanna, saying I had better bitches than you, to be honest. Why they think I'm hung up on you? How is it that it goes? Why they think that I'm hung up on you? That can't be me. Girl can't run me. No. Manti. Like that whole flow. It's not bad, it's good, but I'm like, is it warranted what they're calling Drake petty online? I think it kind of is. I mean, at this point, like, Rihanna got a whole kid and it's with A$AP Rocky, but I understand the marketing aspect, what he's trying to go for. Although I don't think Drake needs to do this, but that's his decision, okay. Rihanna last album, of course, we know it's in reference to the anti line, is because the whole Rihanna album, that was her last album. He even says, y'all go on vacation, I bet it's anti. Rocky even catches shots here indirectly. Like, I be thinking, A$AP Rocky and Drake used to actually do music back then. They haven't done it in a long time. But how does this go? And I've always heard that A$AP Rocky, has a relationship with Drake's baby mother before the whole Drake and her had the kid beforehand. So maybe that's why he's deciding to target, because now Rocky's with Rihanna and all that, but I'm really not sure. So then the switch from singing to go into that hard flow, it happens on this track, Fear Heights. He's doing that more often now. Like, he goes for that. He does this on the song with J. Cole. And he did this flow on, he did this flow on Utopia. That's what I wrote. Because he does this where he's whispering in some parts and then goes aggressive tone in other parts. Does this a lot. He did it on Utopia at first. And he did it on the J. Cole first-person shooter track. Especially the second verse. Amazing. So that's why I actually talk about this first-person shooter track here, even though it's way later on the album, because I want to talk about the fact of that flow. That's one of the new flows Drake has, where after many years, finding another flow is definitely hard to do. And in first-person shooter, I think Drake, after listening back to that second verse, he completely destroyed that second verse. J. Cole, amazing. He has the best feature run for the last 2 to 3 years. Great verse here, but I went back to that Drake verse, and really that last part on first-person shooter, I realized how great it was, ending with, I'm one away from passing Mike, beat it. And then he just goes, because they asked him, thought about this, repeating it, and I'm like, the fuck, I'm one away from passing Mike, listen, beat it. And he just keeps going, and bro, this, you gotta listen to it. I'm telling you, if you haven't, this was a great song, first person shooter. The beat switch when he's actually going to the I'm about to click on this shit. Hey, like the way he goes for that, it's fire, because I haven't listened to Drake sound aggressive and do the whisper tone before, so this is a new flow, and he actually manages to introduce something new to his music catalog recently, after over a decade. So J. Cole, like I said, he's been on a feature run. The whole YB mentioned, the whole thing about the Muhammad Ali line was good, but even then, that's not even one of the standouts for me. It's more about how he flowed. He had 2 flows. He just went to the when I go like, you know, I don't even know how to say it without not sounding right, because I don't know the lyrics from memory, but he goes to this. Just imagine I'm saying whatever words. Wanna go from the switch, stop at the whisper. Like, you know how they actually go to that different part of it compared to the actual original part. That J. Cole verse was amazing to me. How he switched it up completely to a different pacing on that scheme, and it was just fire. But I think Drake, a lot of people wanted that lyrical Drake verse after the J. Cole verse, but then I completely enjoyed the Drake beat switch verse, like I said. And it was a great idea, in my opinion, to make it more commercial while still being hard as fuck in the end when it comes to highlighting, breaking a record, and doing that new flow. So I did like it, even though I was thinking, oh, he's going to go for the lyrical top part of the verse because J. Cole just did this. But nah, it fit well how he did it. Which I should go back to that where he says, I'm about to click out on this shit. I'm about to click out on this shit. Whoa. I'm down and click on all you hoes and making crime scene. I clicked the trigger on a stick like a high beam. Man, I was Bentley wheel whipping when I was 19. She called my number, leave it hanging. She got dry clean. She got an Android. Her message just is long. Now, let me go back to that part. Bro, man, I was Bentley wheel whipping when I was 19. She called my number, leave her hanging. She got dry clean. She got an Android. Her message just is lime green. I searched one name and end up seeing 20 things. Nadine, Christine, Justine, Kathleen, Charlene, Pauline, Claudine. Man, I pack them up this phone like some sardines. And they send me naked pictures, just the small thing. You people still taking pictures on a Gulfstream. My youngest richer than you rappers and they all stream. I really hate that you've been selling them some false dreams. Man, if your pub was up for sale, I bought a whole thing. Will they ever give me flowers? Well, of course not. They don't want to have that talk cause it's a sore spot. They know the boy the one they got a boycott. I told Jimmy Jam I used to Grammy as a doorstop. That was fire right there. Girl gave me heads. Girl gave me some head because I need it. And if I fuck with you, then after I might eat it. What? People talking about when it's gonna be repeated. What the fuck, bro? I'm one away from Michael. Beat it. Bro. He ended it. Imagine doing all of that with the whisper and aggressive verse and the beat switch right there. Go listen to it. You know exactly what I'm talking about if you actually listen to it. Amazing, amazing. Checking the time on my camera. I'm going to have to hit record again. Now, what was the other part that I really, really wanted to get to? The Daylight song. Fire track, Daylight song. Hard-hitting beat again. Hard-hitting Drake flow again. Almost too hard-hitting, if I'm being honest, because when I think about the whole X situation, this is clearly a diss at X. This is clearly a shot reference to it because even though this is one of my favorite songs of the album, but again, I don't like thinking about the X diss because I'm a huge X fan. And it was tough to see what actually happened. A lot of people trying to make this narrative for the Drake conspiracy because one of the last things X was putting is, if they kill me, it was Champagne Poppy, which is Drake's username on Instagram. And he put that as an IG story, XXX Tentacion. So the whole Moonlight and Daylight reference, because the name of the song is Daylight. Shot him in daylight. Like the way the rap and flow, he goes, shot him in daylight. Hey, shot him in daylight. And people saying it's really hard just about people thinking that I bought the body. It takes much more than that's just buy a body. Like the whole thing he says about it. The fact that he mentions it and he says Daylight, knowing that one of basically X's last biggest hit from XXX Tentacion was Moonlight. So it's an inverse to it. And then he starts talking about how at least they caught somebody because he didn't have to show up to court. And they get the people that did it. And basically that whole narrative of Drake being involved just goes to the side. So he can talk about it now. Tough because I don't like it overall because I like both of these artists. But really there was no evidence, concrete evidence to find a connection. But still throwing these shots here, it's tough to think about. So rest in peace to XXX Tentacion, even though I like this track. Let me see. The Yeet song starts so smooth with the vocal. Yeah, Troubled and Forever in the Dark. Yeah. That was the intro part. Great intro. Amazing, smooth vocals. Amazing. Listen to it. I don't know where that's from, but it's fire, like I wrote here. It almost beat the J. Cole song for being number one the first week. But J. Cole finally got his first number one with this Drake collab. But the Yeet song was actually going to pass J. Cole, which is ironic. It ended second. Then Yeet comes bang with the beat. With that beat after that smooth intro. Fuck this bitch, I make her sweat. I signed for a couple milli. You only touch 100,000. Yeah, the way he says, you know how Yeet raps. It has that nice overall flow. And they be trying to make Drake memes, like I wrote here, when they don't even fit. The whole memes of Drake. The ad-lib saying, make money for fun. Sounds completely normal to me, but people are trying to make it like Drake is saying it in a very high-pitched tone and like it's quote-unquote what the young people use now, the term zesty, which is so stupid to me. It sounds completely normal and it sounds like a great ad-lib. Make money for fun. He's just hyping it up and doing this type of tone that is more vibrant, but it's not anything zesty at all. People just trying to get likes and attention with a meme, making weird animations. Fishing for likes in a weird way. But Drake snaps on his verse, goes crazy. It fits perfectly with the style of this Yeet type beat. It really does, in my opinion. Right, so we're back. I had to hit the record button again. The sample on the 7969 Santa. It works extremely well because this is one of my favorite Chief Keef tracks. I love the way they use the part that says, said I don't like. Exactly right there. They use it like a smaller type of volume on the overall mixing from the gain of the track. So that gain, if you don't know, that's what you use on microphones. Right here it has this gain, which actually gains more volume or lowers it. It's much slower and lower. Not slower, just lower. The Chief Keef sample, it says, said I don't like. And the overall beat is very ethereal as well. It's one of these other tracks that has that ethereal vibe flowing. Like, this is the track that I would like to listen to if I'm riding in the car and it's raining. It has that type of feeling, which I even wrote here. So if anything, I like this more than the actual Chief Keef feature on this album. That feature on this album was way too short in my opinion in the song when it came to Chief Keef. It needed more. So this actual sample, the way Chief Keef's other song, I don't like, much better than the actual feature on the album, like I said. To end the song with the teaser vocal, dogs will be dogs. That was great, perfectly placed, amazing. And the in a much higher tone to end it, beautiful. It was great, perfectly placed. This is one of the Drake songs where his flow is very monotone. That's what I said. It's very, very monotone. Very, very laid back. Not a lot change. And at first I actually skipped it. But after listening to it again and again, that's when I started to get the, okay, this is monotone for a reason. The actual focal point of the track is when he's the beat with the said I don't like. And the actual beat being very ethereal with that sample from Chief Keef facilitates for the track to be good, even though Drake is very, very monotone. Like I said, you listen to this on a car while it's raining in the night, you're going to like it. You're going to like that feeling, that vibe. You're going to know what I'm talking about. So that really saved the song, the Chief Keef sample, the ethereal feeling with that monotone flow. Now let's go to the other part. I already talked about Salam You Out. Go watch the review. I liked it. Go watch the review. Bahamas, Promises. Some of Drake's best singing in the entire album. This heavily focused on Drake singing right here. Beautiful background vocals and piano. Broken on Promises. Haley. Messed up my Bahamas trip. That's tough. How does he... Man, it's tough for me to try to sing it. Broken all my promises, Haley. Na 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 ni. Na ni na 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 ni na na na. Na 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 ni. Like he does this very word and singing motion with it. Man, it's tough. It's tough to try to sing it like without me listening to it right here, but the copyright doesn't help me. You ain't got nowhere to be. I was gonna actually just say it out, but then I just remembered how it goes to the flow of the song. So yeah, cause you should have been with me. Cause you should have been with me. Like I don't remember the part, but I know it had that type of da na 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 da na 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 nee. It has that type of cadence, similar. Yes, I see you in my dreams. Oh, yes, I see you in my dreams. Promise I will make a scene. That was amazing. That's the last part in the background vocals where the high pitched falsetto, they do it in a much higher tone. That's how I did it. It's the same type of flow, but the tone is on falsetto. That was amazing. Promise I won't cause a scene. That was beautiful. Then he says, I got too much respect for me. Got too much respect for me. Okay, then the dogs start barking. Yeah. He says, for all the dogs. Yeah, I remember now. One of the best songs. Liked it a lot. Go listen to it so you could understand what I'm saying, because people could just clip me out trying to go for the cadence and the flow without having the song right there. And they could just put this as a meme. But I'm actually doing seriously because I like all these type of flows and melodies. So I'm giving it respect and trying to do all of this written down. So that was Bahama's Promises. Tried our best, treated you like you're one of mine. I love all the singing Drake did in this album. This might be one of the most R&B albums he's done. That's what I wrote. It does feel like that because Drake has a lot of singing on this project, even though he raps as well. Easily, the girl, the boy, Cherish is working late at night at the pyramids, and it ain't right. Oh, man, I forgot how this type of sound went with the flow. But yeah, he said that. He said, man, how did that go? The girl that the boy Cherish is working late at night, and the pyramids, and it ain't right. Something like that. It reminded me of that working at the pyramids. The whole working at the pyramids tonight. Working at the pyramids, alright. She's working at the pyramids tonight. Working at the pyramids, yeah. Working at the pyramids tonight, yeah. Working at the pyramids. That's a Frank Ocean track. So I knew I wasn't tripping. I just didn't remember if it said tonight or in the night, the Frank Ocean track. Now I remember it does. So yeah, he's clearly making some type of reference to the Frank Ocean lyric right there, where he says, the girl that the boy Cherish is working late at night at the pyramids, and it ain't right. Yeah, now I remember. Great track. I like this one a lot too. I like that line, the way he said here on this song, the melody and the beat of, I put tan, dan, tan, dan. Man, I don't remember how this melody went right now because I'm trying to go through all of these. So it fogs my mind a bit, but I've been listening to this album so much. You know, it's October 22. This came out 2 weeks ago, so been taking my time. But yeah, it's a great vocal background here. Yep, I remember now. Yeah, I don't find beats here that the majority of the time I don't like. All of these beats, basically, I enjoyed a lot. Then we get to the track, the DJ Screw Hard beat, for sure. That track was nice. I thought Drake was going to be rapping there, but the level down voice sounds hard here in itself. Drew and Picasso has to be titled with Virginia Beach. Is my favorite song on the album. Yeah, I already talked about this one at the beginning. So you already know everything I said about that one. But members only, man. This is exactly what I wanted from Party Next Door and the Drake song. Drake snaps in the beginning, that whole red flag, blue flag, green flag, and white flag to surrender. Like the way he says it right there. My ex-girl was a head case. I cannot defend her. Like, bro, he says it in tone. I'm right here trying to say it and sing it. He says it in tone because he has the mixing. That first verse, Drake did justice immediately. And then PMD came. But I'm getting to this one because that's how much I like it. I'm going to get to this one right here. This was the, where do I have it? Let me check where I have it. There you go. You're too down with the gangy. You're one of my members. They see you coming around in the realest ways. Now them hoes getting friendly, yeah. You're too down with the... Okay, so he says... Oh no, this is the part. I can't wait for September, 'cause that means that next month it's going down like timber. You're too down with the gangy. You're one of my members. You just gotta represent for the guys now. They gotta see a part of me and her. Red flag, blue flag, green flag, and a white flag to surrender. My ex-girl was a head case. I cannot defend her. You're too down with the gangy. You're one of my members. They see you come around in the realest way. Now them hoes getting friendlier. Fire. But he says it, there's another tone. It's a bit higher. Let me see if I could try to do it right here. It says live. Yeah, it is similar to that tone, but if I want to do it lower, I have to do like an octave lower. Wait for September. Red flag, blue flag, green flag, and a white flag to surrender. My ex-girl was a head case. I cannot defend her. You're too down with the gangy. You're one of my members. And to see you coming down in the realest way. Now them hoes getting friendlier. You're too down with the... See you coming around in the realest way. Now them hoes getting friendlier. Now them hoes getting friendlier. That's the tone right there, okay. That was fire. But then just party comes. He kills it. As some other guys in the city, what happened? LOL again, we the last ones laughing. Are you jacking them or jacking us? When you ride around the sex, girl, are you slapping them or slapping us? I know the answer. I'll take you farther than Mexico. The way he says it is way better right there. I'll take you farther than Mexico. You still got people hard pressing you though, I know shorty at 10, but not the messy hoe. I like the line right there because Messi is number 10, and then he's saying messy as in she's messy and not organized. You standing tall like the Star Spangled. I'll give my all if you're ready for it. Hop in the block if you're Jenny for me. Hop off the yacht with the Henny for me. You know the airport is calling our name. Like, bro, this just keeps going. I could just keep going, but I'm not even skipping the parts where I'm out of tone because I'm not here trying to practice singing. My whole point is this is one of my favorite ones right here, just because how Party Next Door just goes crazy with that. The way he says that whole line right there. It's just this is exactly what I expected from Drake and Party. As some other guys in the city, what happened? They didn't want standing, there's one standing. Are you jacking them or jacking us? When you ride around the sex, girl, are you slapping them or slapping us? I know the answer. Like, bro, fire. Let's just go to the other part. What would Pluto do feels exactly like Oh no, wait, there's a part I gotta talk about this PND track. Because Drake says... Actually, that very last part of the Drake last verse, I replay a lot because the flow, the way it fades, I like it. I like it a lot. And the line Drake says about that's the other part. The line Drake says about he's feeling bi because you're one of the guys, girl. I can't let that slide, Drake. The rest of the song is fire, pure heat, but come on, Drake. You could have switched that up. But this track is fire. As some other guys in the city, what happened? LOL again, we the last ones laughing. Are you snapping us or snapping us? When you're right around the sex, girl, are you jamming or jamming us? Bro, I keep playing that. What would Pluto do feels exactly like a part 2 of Jumbotron, Shit Poppin' from Her Lost album. Same type of flow, beat style. I love it. If there's anything I have liked from Drake's new styles, it's this one, like the Jumbotron Shit Poppin', and this one. What would Pluto do? He fucked the hoe, so I did. Like that whole cadence and flow is just amazing. The Jumbotron Shit Poppin', I'm glad he even did a music video for that one on Her Loss because that was amazing. Ba-na-na-na-na-na, we gotta take Sam. Ride around in infinite with the whole gang. If I and it all ended, my homie. That is fire. Just a whole tone right there. Jumbotron is amazing from Her Loss. And he does this. What will Pluto do is just like that. Same type of flow, beat style, everything. The two new flows that he has is that West Progressive, like I said, and this one, which people are just calling it Jumbotron version 2. All the Parties might be my least favorite one right here. I have it's a short Keith verse. I don't go back to it much, so I don't want to spend much time on it. 8 a.m. in Charlotte. Drake does it again with the timestamp record. This is a monotone flow. But unlike 7969 Santa, it's more active because he's actually... It's just more active because he's going for the bars and the punchlines. And because it's rapping, it's not singing. The conductor beat, I love it. Amazing. They are here. Like that, amazing. And the way it just starts with the conductor, like, bro, stop. I know he's going in. I know he's going crazy at that point. It's not rapping. I mean, it's not singing, it's rapping. So that monotone flow works well because he's actually giving punchlines right here. I always love these type of loop beats. The loop overall, those type of beats, loop beats, I call it fire. That's just, it creates a scenario for bars. I wrote right here. Initially, this is what I wanted from a Drake album. And it is. A lot of people thought because this was named For All the Dogs, this is where we're going to get a lot of timestamp-like records with a lot of rapping. But it actually switched up once I noticed, okay, wait, Virginia Beach, this type of beat, he could have gone Tuscan Leather mode. But he's singing right here. Lean into me. Lean into me. Like that whole type of voice. Okay, no, he's actually going crazy still. It's not the rap, and I thought it was going to be all these timestamp-like records for all the dogs, but it's actually For All the Dogs and mostly woman, female related. Not the actual For All the Dogs with the rapping. But it still has a lot of parts with the rapping like Daylight. Drew Picasso has rapping even though it's a woman subject. But still, I like this album a lot. And that whole idea of me thinking about my favorite timestamp record after this is still 5 a.m. in Toronto. Nothing beats that. I think many felt like how I felt with this was going to be a rap album. But in my case, I kept listening to it and I kept replaying because I was enjoying these tracks more and more. So once I realized how much I kept replaying these tracks, I'm like, nah, I like this Drake album a lot, even though it's not what I was expecting. 5 a.m. in Toronto, nothing beats that. The money speaking for itself. I call it fortune tell. As soon as he said that, I know it was the first line. I know it was gonna be a rap. Like this is just what he's gonna do. Breaking news: they try to kill him, but the boy prevails. Oh, this part right here, the numbers going up. Somebody pull up the line graph, and the days are going by. It's like I'm living in a time lapse. They talking to Adele like he majored in finance. Oof. Shouting a 20 notepad, I'm making it line dance. You trying to rob me and it's gonna feel like you're sitting at your favorite restaurant. Cause listen, that's where you dine at. Dine at and dine at. The double entendre, so that was fire right there. Not saying I'm the best at what I do, I'm just saying it's me against whoever wants to lose. Fireball right there too. So this was Drake's the best one when it comes to bars and lyrics. That's basically the only track that's completely different from the other ones in the subject relation because the other ones are very woman oriented, the story wise. BBL Love, I haven't gone back much to either. It's still a great background vocal, smooth beat, but in terms of lyrics, the whole BBL subject and the way he uses it, it's not one of the first ones I like to repeat. The Gently song with Drake and Bad Bunny, man, I was very much anticipating that track. And I think Bad Bunny did a great verse that a lot of people are going to repeat on the club. But I like much more how Drake did on the Romeo track, on the Mia track with Bad Bunny, way back when they collabed in 2018. Drake's attempt at Spanish here wasn't as memorable as the Mia, song when he did it. He still found a way to make it flow sonically, but me knowing Spanish, yo sabiendo, pues, mi opinión no fue tan bien como suena en otras canciones Drake, la de Romeo y la de Dime que tú eres mía. It's much better compared to how he did it there. Then he starts doing with this type of flow and a more Caribbean beat on English, and it sounds better. And then Bad Bunny comes with a better verse overall on the track. But for how much I was anticipating this song and it was letting me wanting more from Drake's part on this song. But the rest of the album, like I've said, majority I'm enjoying it for all the dogs. So many songs I've been going through that I enjoy. It's just I wanted a bit more given how much I was anticipating this track. It's not one of the ones that I repeat or go to. Rich Baby Daddy song, come on, man. I see playing everybody this in TikToks and clubs. I see everybody playing this. Sexy Red and SZA did their thing, but the song is just not for me. Let that coochie breathe. Just not for me personally. It's just not for me. Last three songs ended well for me. Another Late Night, I like it, especially the music video from Cole Bennett. Amazing colors and visuals while Drake is driving and while Yachty's in the scene almost. Also amazing lights. The Cole Bennett really stepped it up. That's what I wrote here. The whole car had amazing lighting in the video. I like how the trees around them have lights, and Yachty says Christmas came early at the beginning. The bird following the car matching the same bluish, purple-ish, and yellow tint of bright lights is fire. Also, the white wolves in the back while Drake is rapping in reference to For All the Dogs. The name of the album was awesome. I wonder how they even made the cables at the highway street have the lights, the Christmas lights. Not sure if that's real life or editing, but that was amazing as well. I did like that a lot in the highway while Drake is driving with the woman in his side. Actually, the woman's the one driving and Drake is at the other part of the car rapping. That was amazing to see, whether it was editing or real life, like I put here. I like the ad-libs Drake was doing all over the Yachty verse. Especially the one he says us in this like higher tone. That was a very good ad-lib. That's why I say I don't understand why people are trying to meme these ad-libs. They're great ad-libs and Drake is actually doing great on it. I think Drake is underrated when it comes to the ad-libs. Definitely having fun in the video, especially on the Just Kiss the Ring part from Yachty. And then they start hand gesturing to a ringing phone from the phone to a ring in front of the phone where they just go ring, ring, like it just keeps going because he was talking about Just Kiss the Ring on the hand overall. So that was interesting. For the last two tracks, I thought it ended very well with these last three tracks. I thought it ended very well overall. Away From Home was definitely like a biography track. Drake got very, very personal. So I don't know whether it's people even saying Drake didn't get introspective in this album. If you listen to that one, Away From Home, that's this song. Very introspective biography track. Like overall, his verse repeats, I remember, as part of the rhyming scheme, as detail being in the basement, as he details being in the basement before he was up, trying to plant the seed, trying to make a fortune. Also, this is one of his fastest flows in the whole album. He's fully rapping here. This is full rap. Yes, there's a singing part, but like the main part of it is full rap, not a mixture of flows. Then the singing part in the middle is great. This is like peak Drake to me, in my opinion, when it comes to how you can listen to this insane. He didn't get personal in the project, just doesn't make sense to me. He remembers meeting Quincy Jones, talking to him like he's proud. All of this on a project. Bro, I did each track right here. 23 tracks on this review, so this is why. It's a long thing to go through. And as I'm reading, I'm trying to captivate myself overall with energy-wise and see if I'm going detail through detail well right here. So this was good overall. That whole 3 different Jason scheme of the verse was great. I like that a lot. My Life is Like a Matrix. Then Polar Opposites. That's my favorite. That's probably my third favorite track on this whole project. Great verse. Great singing vibes. Heavy R&B beat. And he does a lot of falsettos and high tones and then the normal tone. My third favorite track. So maybe I did some overall. Trying to read this was a bit hard for me because I'm going through 23 tracks and a lot of things that I wrote down. Trying to make it not as long as possible, but I'll definitely get better not trying to pause at certain parts of where I'm trying to speak at. But this was a great listen. I'm going to give this a 7.5 out of 10. 7.5. Let me know what you think. Great Drake project. In my opinion, I did like this a lot. Let me know what you think. Peace.